Welcome back. From cheese to handbags, the White House says it is considering up to 100% tariffs on $2.5 billion in French imports. This is in response to a French digital tax. Grady Trimble is covering the story this morning. Good morning, Grady.
Good morning, Maria. And new this morning, the French finance minister says that the EU and France could retaliate if the U.S. goes forward with the tariffs on $2.4 billion worth of French goods. You mentioned some of them, some of the items that could be taxed or put tariffs on if this goes forward. It would include wine, cheeses, handbags, soap, makeup, and many more items. This new tariff threat comes after France passed a 3% tax on tech companies doing business in France. That tax would apply primarily to U.S. tech giants. You see there Apple, Facebook, Amazon, and Google. The U.S. trade representative led a 5-month investigation into the tax and found it's unreasonable, it says, discriminatory against U.S. companies, and a burden to U.S. commerce. Of course, if any new round of tariffs goes forward, the president would have to okay it, and he weighed in on that possibility this morning from London.
If France puts a tax on our companies, again, these are companies that are against, they were against me if I read the papers correctly, but they're American companies. I don't want France taxing American companies. If they're going to be taxed, it's going to be the United States will tax them, okay?
And as Blake mentioned earlier in his report, President Trump is scheduled to meet with the French President Emmanuel Macron later this morning, this at a time when there are tensions between the two of them. We should also note the U.S. Trade Representative says it hasn't ruled out the possibility of investigations into other countries considering a similar tech tax, including Austria, Italy, and Turkey. Maria?
All right, Grady, thank you so much. Grady Trimble with the latest there. What's your reaction to this?
Well, I'm going to use this to say that Dagen's been right about something for a really long time.
Good. Let's hear it.
So, Dagen has been saying from the beginning of this whole trade war that a tariff is a tax.
Yeah.
And here we are, today. The president said himself, we don't want the French to tax our companies. If anyone's going to do it, we're going to do it. Tariffs are taxes.
Yeah. That's right.
And I also thought that quote from the president was really interesting. If anyone's going to tax American tech companies, it's going to be us. And they haven't been very nice to me. I kind of read a little bit into that as like this president is looking at going after American tech.
That's exactly right. He's basically saying, look, these companies didn't like me. They didn't vote for me in the beginning. They're against me, but I don't want anybody taxing American companies. But by the way,
I'm going to beat them up.
I'm going to beat them up.
French.
Exactly.
Yeah, if there's a tax, it's coming from us, not them. But Maria, is this a flat tax on companies that are winning? If you look at the companies that would be affected by this based off the ratios, and you go, what are they trying to do? Is this just a money grab?
Yeah. Well, I don't like the idea of foreign countries taxing American businesses. At the same time, these companies are more powerful and bigger than we ever expected, and there are reasons to believe that new regulatory, boundaries are coming.
In terms of any tariff on French imported goods, there are replacements here in the United States for much of what would get hit.
Well, look at cheese and wine.
Cheese and wine and handbags made in other countries, but particularly even Long Island wine is quite delicious.
Yeah, it is.
So it's not.
Let's not forget California.
Does the president want to boost California by going after French wine? I don't know. It's not a lot of love there either. I don't know what
There's delicious wine made in Virginia. That's a blue state now, too. So.
Yeah.
Well, you look at the list of items affected by this, and you're getting people emotional.
Yeah. Well,
okay?
my favorite thing is from France.
That's right.
Wine and cheese.
No, just drink bourbon. It's all American.
Yes. It is.
Just drink bourbon.
I think someone should tweet that out. Just drink bourbon.
How about Tito's? Tito's is good.
And that's made in Texas.
There you
Tito's
go.
is not Russian or French vodka.
How about bourbon and a little cheddar cheese from Wisconsin?
There you go.
Perfect.
Delicious.
My Kentucky Southern people will
I got
appreciate
it.
that.
I have it better. Bourbon and cheese straws made in America, which is your upcoming
We may have just developed something new.
That's right.